Good morning, everyone. So I have a pelvic floor safe core exercise for you. But even if you don't have any sort of pelvic floor dysfunction, this is an amazing exercise that I really hope you'll try. It's one of my personal favorites, and it's going to make a really big change in your core. It's going to come in a couple pieces though. I'm going to demonstrate it first, and then after that I'm going to run through all the pieces of how to actually make it work for you. Because if you don't know all these pieces, then this beginning portion of just viewing it and then trying it isn't going to get you anywhere. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate it, then I'm going to talk about it, and then we'll try it again. So you get to see the maybe the change. If you want to try it with me in the beginning, you can, and then you can see how it changes as you learn the little extra. So I'm placing the ball pretty high. I'm coming back down onto it, and I use my breath. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Now let's go on the outside, but let's talk about what it's going to feel like on the inside. That's the most important piece. I hope you heard my breath, and that breathing is the basis of the entire exercise. Without the breath, this isn't going to do you anything, or do you any good. So this is, it's hard because when I'm working with a client, I'm explaining so much, and when I'm in a classroom, they've heard all my, all the stories behind why we breathe constantly, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I have other breath episodes up on YouTube, so you can just go to some of those as well to get the general theories behind what I teach. But a little bit on this one. So as I am breathing and I'm using that really nice long, I'm engaging our very, very deepest core muscle, which is your transversus abdominis. And that muscle is like a corset. We literally call it a corset. You might think of it as a girdle. It comes all the way around the body. So if you inhale and exhale, you can feel how it just brings everything together. This is also the muscle where if you cough and you get, you have that cough and it feels very painful after a while, you've been sick for a while and it's painful, that's that same muscle, right? And it's weak. That's why you feel the pain. It's getting an exercise, it's getting a workout while you're coughing. So that's why you feel it for a few days afterwards. Okay. So the only way to work the transversus abdominis muscle is through breath. You can't exercise it. It's so deep in there. Breath is the only way to make it work. So that means that your breathing needs to be nice and deep and long to get into it. So as I am focusing on that exhale, which is the contraction of that muscle, I want you to visualize it contracting, okay? You're gonna get almost 50% more of a workout through the visual. They've done studies on this, through the visual and creating that in your brain is over just doing the breath work and not thinking about it. Okay, so create that visual in your mind. You have a lot of things that happen throughout that. As you begin to exhale, the diaphragm and the pelvic floor draw up, the TDA comes around, the multifidus muscle in the back starts to work. So you have a lot of things that happen in that very short period of time. We elongate the exhale so that you have all the time to feel all of those things. So the basics are that when I go to lay down on the ball, I have it pretty high. Now, what I notice in classes is that a lot of people will have to fiddle with the ball to get it into a place that feels comfortable for them. I like to think of it being probably between my scapula, between my shoulder blades. Nope, actually that's too high for me. So it's just down from there, just down from there. And once you fiddle with it, you'll find the spot. I have a lot of clients that will have a shoulder dysfunction. So if that's the case, just place a pillow under that shoulder and that's going to help. If that still doesn't help, you can place a pillow underneath your head to keep the head so that you don't have to go all the way to the floor. So there's a lot of ways to make this easier on the body, and that's what I want. I want it to feel, this should not feel hard and painful. This should feel like a flow. All right, the next piece is my rib cage. I am gonna stick my rib cage out a little bit more so you can kind of see it, I hope. Okay, so the idea is that I bring my breath right into my rib cage. So as I inhale, I think about going side to side and I widen my rib cage rather than going up. Okay, so I'm not going up. This would be up. I'm going side to side. Let me see if I can demonstrate that here. So if I put my hands here, can you see how my rib cage goes side to side? That's ideally what we're looking for. Okay, so we're going side to side. This also makes my rib cage stick up a little bit, like I said earlier. So as I go to lift, you'll notice that my rib cage then drops into my core. That's, once it's flat and it's dropped in completely, that's as far as I go. It is not a crunch. It is not a crunch through here. There's a reason for that. Most of you that are exercising are really, really focused on that rectus abdominis, and I'm just gonna call it the RA for short. And we have to generally get it to calm down. So when I'm teaching this exercise, I want that RA to just chill out for a bit. Okay, so I'm only taking it till my rib cage engages with core and does not get that RA extra contracted through there. Okay, makes sense? So I'm breathing into my rib cage, side to side. I'm exhaling, feeling everything draw gently up. And then I move my rib cage just into alignment. That's all I need to do. Now, the other problem that I see a lot of people make in class is that the minute that they begin to exhale, they begin to move. No. You need to exhale, probably, if you're a brand new beginner to this, maybe even 90% of exhale. But let's say 60%. Play with it until you feel engagement. It is about the tissues and the drawing down of those. You're going to feel, let me rephrase that. You're going to feel a drawing down that's pulling the rib cage with you as you exhale, okay? So I want you to look for that, search for that in the mind, become very aware internally of what you're feeling. So again, 60 to 90% of exhale before you move. Let me show you the difference. This would be in the beginning. Look how much time I'm exhaling in this position. I had to force my body to come up. My breath did not pull me up. I want my breath to pull me up. Here is the correct version. Notice the difference. So it was, I only am up for a few minutes before I inhale back down. So it was literally the exhale, that long exhale that draws me up and just gets me to that proper angle. Okay, good luck. I want you to keep trying this. You're gonna ask me how many reps, how many this, how many that. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to do it till it feels not right anymore. It's about becoming aware of your body. It is about listening to your body and talking to your body. So it may be 3 times, and that's perfect for you. It may be 10 times, and that's perfect for you. It is not about how many times you do it, because it can change week to week and day to day. Maybe you're feeling menstrual. Then you're not going to maybe want to do more than 3. Maybe you've had a really rough day and you're really stressed. So please listen to your body and do what it wants. You're going to get there over time, over a period of time. You have a lifetime.